about your life looking back at it?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like...
I consider it to be an incredible privilege now, I'll be honest. I genuinely, if I think back, I don't know where I'd be without acting as a kid. I have to admit, I had the tremendous privilege of being raised around an identical twin that was going through the exact same circumstances as me at the same exact time. I consider it to be an incredible privilege, honestly.
I do too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade every single thing in my life for anything in the world. I love my life. I feel so lucky. I've only ever been treated well. Anything I went through in my life was in my personal life that I had to experience as a human being outside of, you know, our job.
I tell you, middle school, high school, way harder than anything I've ever had to deal with on a set.
You're gonna get that somewhere.
Yes.
Everyone's gonna face their challenges emotionally, societally. I never thought we'd all be in the same boat rowing together for social media.
Right.
Our upbringing is now everybody's upbringing.
Yeah.
How do we navigate that? Learning all that we have. What's advice? What's...
For the social media thing?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know. Genuine, I think to get off it completely is the best thing ever.
I like it.
I like it too.
But it's now, unfortunately, that's also a privilege. Like much of the entertainment industry is run by social media.
And it's also become a true, very interesting, innovative job creator.
Totally.
Yeah.
So where do we find the balance? And at 32 million followers, which I checked, which you have,
it's crazy.
Your feed also is full of your photography. Cole Sprouse, you are the best photographer. I love your photography so much. I always talk about it. Please don't stop putting it out into the world and doing it because it is so important. What about the female-male aspect of it? Do you think that there is a difference in what your experience was like as a male as opposed to our experience as a female?
I know I can post thirst traps and you just can't.
I can. Oh, I can. They just look different.
They just look different.
They just look different.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there a difference?
Oh, I think for sure. I know that a tremendous... I think when you become successful, like in an entertainment sense, and people start to recognize you, you lose your anonymity, and the reduction of that anonymity is a weird process that twists different people in different ways. I think the female experience, at least when I was younger, what I observed as a third party was, you know, a lot more sexualizing than maybe what my brother and I had received. But I think it's totally different. And I think it's interesting to ask that question because I only know my personal experience, but...
I think there's something changing, you know, from when I was in the 80s and my story was exposed everywhere. I don't think that had anything to do with me being female or male. I think it was just that when you see someone doing crazy stuff at that young of an age, it was so wild and such a sensation.
Right.
I don't think I got the female or male treatment.
No, I think it's just the spectacle
Everything's
of it all.
kind of all been done now, too, so it's hard to do something that's going to take someone's breath away now on Instagram. Like, there's no shock value anymore.
I also think, you know, in the 80s, like, the inquiries into someone's personal life was a lot more interesting because the camera phone wasn't everywhere.
Oh,
like, there was a lot more anonymity before the advent or the rise of, like, the camera phone.
Yes.
You know, I read this interesting New Yorker article about, like, club culture in the 90s.
Oh,
and
it was the
things
best.
like that. And it sounded great because you went in, you had fun, you came out,
and no one knew.
And it was this anonymous space.
And you guys probably had real conversations. Yeah. Now we go to parties and we just take pictures and you never speak.
I go to concerts and nobody's watching the concerts. It's just that. But I am here to tell you that the 80s and the 90s, I'm so sorry, but they were the best. I had the best time ever. We will be right back.